fairies are rather straightforward. Do you think you can outsmart these little beings in prank challenges? Doubt it. Known for their mischievous antics, pixies often lead humans into the woods, leaving them disoriented for hours. If you're wondering why, it's likely because they enjoy watching the confusion be harmful to humans. They are, in fact, they frequently lend a helping hand to those in need. This brings us to a tale about someone who captured footage of a pixie. While he didn't actually get lost, it took him a significant amount of time to get such a stunning shot. The pixie appeared to be wingless, sporting pointed ears and a green color. Generally, pixies are compared to fairies, and their names are often used interchangeably. However, the key distinction is that pixies can shapeshift in many instances.
A small, hunched figure moving in slow, shaky steps, as if the air around it was thick and hard to push through. Clutched in its hand was a tiny doll, almost lifelike. When the video surfaced, it stirred up fear and fascination. Locals recalled old tales of doll carriers, mysterious beings that roam the woods, carrying eerie, lifelike dolls. The video quickly gained attention, leaving viewers with a chilling feeling, though the forest remained eerily silent. No one has seen the glowing figure since, but the video continues to haunt those who watch it. What was it? Was it a myth? Or is there something far darker hidden in the woods? The mystery.
As the brush strokes its chest, the creature's grotesque, wrinkled face contorts into what can only be described as pure ecstasy. Its eyes squeezing shut, mouth opening wide in a blissful grimace, complete with guttural groans of pleasure that sound disturbingly real. What unsettles viewers most is how human its reaction feels. Those long fingers, that expressive face, those sounds of contentment, as if something ancient and otherworldly just briefly let us witness a moment of simple joy. What the camera recorded instead has sparked heated debate among cryptozoologists and paleontologists alike. The grainy footage shows a reddish-brown creature with elongated ears sitting motionless on a moss-covered log before slowly descending into the undergrowth, moving with an unsettling, almost prehistoric grace. The way it surveys its surroundings, calm and unbothered, suggests it belongs there far more than any camera ever could.
Penunggu batu besar ini. Sudah ratusan tahun dia di sini, tadi saya panggil keluar.
Emang dia tidak mengganggu, Kek?
Enggak, dia tidak pernah mengganggu orang dan tidak pernah menampakkan diri sembarangan karena biasanya tinggal di dalam batu itu.
As the man offered a cup and the woman burned incense, the creature emerged with glowing red eyes and bared teeth, its serpentine body coiled beneath its humanoid torso. The man explained that the entity never reveals itself without being summoned, living deep within the rock itself. But if that's true, what else might be waiting inside stones we walk past every single day?
A criatura está assustando uma cidadinha aqui da região. Veja por onde ela passa, ela só causa destruição. Essa madrugada, pessoal, ela apareceu aqui no meu sítio também. Veja o que a criatura fez aqui, pessoal, no meu sítio, olha aqui. Quebrou a porteira aqui, tá? E soltou, pessoal, todas as minhas vacas que ficavam aqui, ó. Abriu a porteira lá, abriu outra ali.
Tall, dark figure, with goat-like horns moving unnaturally across dirt roads and clinging to gates like something out of folklore. When he woke one morning, his cattle corral was destroyed, every gate broken open, his animals scattered into the forest. What made locals freeze was his final claim. No one in the region walks alone at night anymore, because whatever this thing is, it's still out there.
Remember in Three-Body Problem, they tried to warn people to say, don't answer back. Because if you answer back, you're going to open up portals. And what did the people do? They answered back, and what happened? They opened up a portal. People on this planet are so deep in their egos that they believe that the universe actually evolves around them, not realizing there are other life forms in different realities, different dimensions, different realms. Some of these entities are way more powerful than us, and they know more about the universe than us. But we think we know everything. Just like people have firewalls on their computers to block out viruses, the universe was built the same way. If CERN really opened up these portals, they're going to let in a virus, and that virus is going to take over everything. because our planet don't know how to deal with it. Just like you have an immune system, the planet have an immune system. So if a certain virus come on this planet and our planet don't know what to do with it, guess what's going to happen?
People were shocked when hallway footage filmed during daylight hours showed a strange creature creeping out from a doorway with a tall, curved skull and a thin body wrapped in torn fabric that looked almost ceremonial. It shuffled slowly. It held something tightly. It scanned the room with an expression that didn't match any animal instinct, and scientists later compared its posture to the Egyptian deity Set. Long snout, stretched head, narrow torso, except this creature wasn't carved into stone. It was moving, blinking, reacting, alive on camera.
The clip shows a pale, skeletal figure crawling on all fours across a wet driveway. Its movements disturbingly fluid and animalistic as it approaches an open door. Without hesitation, the creature lowers itself even further and slithers inside. And the door immediately swings shut behind it as if pulled from within. What happened after that door closed, no one knows. The figure stood nearly 7 feet tall, with elongated limbs, a rib cage exposed beneath translucent skin, and multiple root-like appendages where its legs should have been. A man in a blue jacket calmly photographed it as if documenting a routine catch. But what truly unsettled viewers was the chain visible around its torso, as if something had deliberately hoisted it from the deep. Was this a deep-sea species unknown to science, or something far stranger, pulled from waters we've barely explored?
This footage shocked viewers worldwide when a tall, thin creature was filmed standing in a foggy forest with ribs stretching outward like long wooden branches. It swayed gently. It lifted its arms. It watched the person filming with an eerie stillness that felt too focused to be random. And scientists said the body resembled a natural skeleton forced into motion, almost like something that grew around an invisible frame instead of developing normally. If this creature exists in fog, what hides in forests where the air is even thicker?
Unlike anything seen before, lurked among the trees. Its body was gaunt, with dark skin, almost otherworldly. Bore no resemblance to any known animal or human. Some viewers dismissed it as clever CGI, but others couldn't shake the feeling that this was something real, something ancient. The creature lingered for only a moment before melting into the shadows, leaving behind a chilling silence.
The world was horrified when this creature was caught on camera, standing still on a misty hill. Its long legs bent like sharpened metal rods, supporting a swollen body that didn't move except to adjust its gaze. It waited quietly. It gripped the ground. It turned its head slowly, as if tracking whoever held the camera. And scientists later said the creature's stance resembled depictions of the Hindu demon Arachne-like Rakshasa hybrids, half human, half spider. Except this one wasn't part of the story.
The camera was mounted in front of an abandoned hunting cabin, commonly used to monitor wildlife at night. At first, everything appears normal. The infrared glow washes the scene in green. A man wearing outdoor clothing sits on a chair on the porch, possibly a hunter resting overnight. No signs of danger, no strange noises. Then, only seconds later, a pale figure suddenly enters from the edge of the frame. Its body is thin. Its arms are unnaturally long. It moves low to the ground but does not crawl like a four-legged animal. When the man turns his head, the creature lunges. The camera shakes violently. The next moments show the man being dragged off the chair, pulled down the steps, and disappearing from view, while the creature retreats backward into the darkness between the trees. The video cuts off immediately after. There is no follow-up.
This footage shocked viewers everywhere when a towering creature was filmed walking through a snowy forest with legs so long they bent like thin wooden stilts between the trees. It moved slowly. It breathed in short bursts. It shifted its weight like each step tested the strength of the ground, and scientists later said the creature's silhouette looked nothing like a moose or bear, almost like something built tall on purpose to watch the forest from above. No one believed the clip at first, but zooming in showed its chest rising and falling in steady rhythm, as if the cold didn't affect it at all. The way it stood still after noticing the camera terrified people worldwide, especially when its head tilted to one side.
When he got home, he went to analyze the footage and saw that person sitting down. A person who seemed to be missing a head.
The world was shocked when a trail camera filmed this tall creature walking straight down a forest path at night, and no one believed it was real until the footage showed its body covered in long fur while its face was nothing but a dark, empty hole that swallowed the flashlight beam completely. It stepped slowly. It dragged its arms. It bent forward like it could smell whoever placed the camera, and scientists later said the body proportions didn't match any known primate, almost like something built to move silently between trees without leaving signs behind. A creature that understood darkness better than animals or humans ever could. This terrifying footage was caught on camera in a quiet neighborhood at night, and no one believed the clip until people slowed it down and saw the creature's long claws scraping the pavement as its twisted bird-like legs bent backward like a nightmare trying to stand upright. It leaned forward. It opened its jaws. It scanned the entire street as if picking something only it could sense, and scientists said its shape resembled depictions of the Wendigo spirit from Algonquin folklore. Except this one wasn't hiding in the woods. It walked confidently under streetlights like hunger itself. This terrifying footage was filmed in someone's backyard at night, and the world was stunned when a strange four-legged creature was caught on camera charging toward the light with wings flaring behind it like broken blades. It stomped hard. It swung its limbs wildly. It opened its jaws in a way no animal should, and scientists reviewing the footage said the creature's structure looked like a mix of reptile, bat, and something that moved like it had too many joints. No one believed the clip at first, but slowing it down showed muscles twisting in unnatural waves, almost like the creature was built for running in total darkness. The way it lunged toward the camera shocked viewers everywhere, especially when its wings flickered as if trying to lift its body. The world was shocked when this creature was caught on camera standing at the back door of a quiet home, and no one believed the footage until the flashlight revealed its long legs, thin ribs, and dog-like face stretched into something that didn't move like any normal animal. It lowered its head. It stepped forward slowly. It stared into the lens with eyes that didn't blink once, and scientists later said the creature's body proportions matched no dog, coyote, or known hybrid, almost like something shaped from the idea of a dog rather than a real one. The long fingers dragging across the ground made viewers even more terrified, especially when the creature tilted its head like it recognized the footage terrified homeowners when a skeletal creature was filmed crouching in a backyard, its long arms hanging like broken tools, and its back hollowed out as if something had carved tunnels inside its ribs. It swayed slightly. It sniffed the air. It pressed its long fingers into the dirt as if searching for something buried. And scientists reviewing the footage said its posture resembled scavenger mammals mixed with insect foraging behavior. No one believed the clip until they saw the creature return in multiple recordings, always to the same spot, always repeating the same slow digging motion, almost like it remembered something hidden beneath the soil. The way its head drooped forward made viewers uneasy, especially when its spine pulsed like a trapped heartbeat. People were horrified when this creature was caught on camera stumbling through a backyard with long twisted limbs and horn-like shapes sticking from its head, as if its body couldn't decide what it was becoming. It tripped forward. It tried to flap something. It scanned the grass with twitching movements, and scientists said the creature looked like an evolutionary glitch, something halfway between bird, insect, and mammal, built from instincts that didn't match its form. No one believed the footage until viewers noticed its shadow stretching unnaturally far behind it, almost like the creature's shape extended past what the camera could capture. This final clip shocked viewers when a creature with crab-like legs and a stretched torso was filmed leaping into the air under a bright spotlight, and no one believed the footage until they saw how its limbs bent backward like springs. It crouched low. It pushed off violently. It twisted its whole body while rising into the light. And scientists later said the movements resembled deep-sea arthropods more than anything that should exist on land, almost like a creature built for pressure and darkness, accidentally stepping into the open. Viewers were terrified by the speed of its jump, especially when the creature turned its head mid-air as if tracking the person filming. If this creature can leap that high without effort, what happens when it decides to jump towards someone instead of away? The midnight feather void. The clip shocked the world when this strange bird-shaped creature was caught on camera, thrashing under a backyard spotlight, its thin legs bending like twigs and its wings tearing through the air as if something inside them was trying to escape. It lunged once. It screeched loudly. It stumbled toward the camera with movements that didn't match any known bird, and scientists later said its body looked more like a shadow cast into physical form than a living animal. The feathers didn't move naturally, but shook in sharp bursts, almost like nerves firing out of control, and viewers noticed the creature reacting not to sound, but to light, turning every time the beam shifted. The way it stood upright for a second terrified millions, especially when its wings spread wide as if signaling something above. The world was stunned when this pale creature was caught on camera sprinting across an open yard with limbs stretched unnaturally long and fingers slicing through the air like thin blades. It leaned forward. It moved fast. It pushed off the ground with a motion closer to a spring trap than a running animal. And scientists reviewing the footage said its body frame resembled an early hominid mixed with predatory adaptations that don't exist today. Its skin sagged in places yet tightened around joints, giving the impression of something unfinished, like a creature still growing into itself. The moment it turned its eyeless face toward the camera terrified millions worldwide. Filmed in a narrow alley where a massive creature crawled forward with a mouth stretched so wide it seemed to split its head in half. And no one believed the footage until they saw its arms dragging across the pavement like living spears. It growled low. It scraped concrete. It pushed its long torso forward with unsettling rhythm, and scientists later said its jaw structure looked impossibly complex, bending in ways that suggested it could swallow prey much larger than itself. The creature's fingers clicked loudly each time they hit the ground, almost like it used sound to measure distance. The moment it suddenly sped up toward the camera shot, this terrifying clip was caught on camera inside a decaying building where a massive creature crawled forward with rib-like arches rising from its back like an exposed spine. It scraped the floor. It dragged long tendrils. It breathed in heavy, rattling bursts as if learning how lungs should work. And scientists later said the creature resembled early fossil records mixed with insect structures, almost like something evolving in the wrong direction. No one believed the footage until they noticed the creature reacting to the camera's light, turning its huge body toward the person filming as if drawn to movement. The way it filled the entire hallway shocked viewers everywhere.
The video was recorded close to 2 a.m., when the goat pens were dark and only faint infrared light remained. At first, nothing seemed unusual. Then, from beyond the barbed wire fence, a low and elongated shape appeared and moved straight toward the goats resting near the shed. Miguel watched and immediately felt a terrifying sense of familiarity. The figure looked human, but the way it moved was not. It crawled low on all fours, its back arched, with its sides spread wide as if wings were folded tightly against its body. In the moment the creature lifted its head, its shadow stretched across the ground. The creature moved very slowly, one step at a time, showing no panic. It approached the goats and stopped just a few yards away. The goats began to stir and pull back deeper into the pen. At that moment, the farm's guard dog rushed forward, positioning itself in front of the herd and barking aggressively. What was strange was that the creature did not react like a typical wild animal. It did not flee. It lowered itself further, kept its distance, as if it were studying the dog. For several tense seconds, everything stood still. The dog growled. The creature did not move. The goats huddled behind. Then the creature slowly backed away and disappeared from the frame. There was no attack, no loud noise, just an approach. The next morning, Miguel discovered strange footprints outside the fence, long and narrow, unlike those of a dog or a human. Since that night, the goats refuse to go near that area after dark, and the guard dog constantly barks toward the empty field. When heavy fog still covered the field behind the farm, Daniel turned on the camera like usual to see if the cattle had wandered near the fence. But what appeared on the screen was not livestock. In the thick white fog was a massive shape lying close to the ground, long and bulky, with a rough back lined with sharp raised ridges running down the spine, visible even in low light. Laura said at first she thought it was a fallen tree shadow in the fog. But when she replayed the footage, the shape stayed clear and did not change position. The camera recorded for over 4 minutes. The creature did not move much, only a very slight motion in the body, just enough to confirm it was not an object. No loud sounds, no cattle stampede, just the silent presence of something that should not be there. Around 5:23, as the fog began to thin, The shape was no longer in the frame. There was no shot of it leaving, no sign of the fence being damaged. When Daniel went out to check in person afterward, the pasture was completely empty, except for a wide stretch of grass pressed flat in an unnatural line.
This was caught on camera during a morning hike when a tall creature with root-like limbs walked down the forest path, each step trailing loose strands like moving branches. It swayed gently. It leaned forward. It scanned the ground with a head that seemed shaped more by wood than bone, and scientists said the creature resembled mythic forest guardians described in Baltic folklore, though twisted into something thinner and more predatory. The creature's limbs bent like wet willow branches, yet struck the ground with surprising force, leaving prints that looked closer to claw marks than footprints. The moment it paused and turned its tangled head toward the camera disturbed everyone. This video stunned the world when tall, bird-like creatures were filmed walking across a snowy forest clearing, their thin legs bending sharply and their long necks swaying gently as if guided by shared instinct. They moved together. They never hesitated. They stepped across the snow without leaving deep tracks, and scientists said their posture resembled ancient depictions of crane spirits found in Japanese folklore, though these looked far taller and far more coordinated. On a rooftop in Oregon, with long black wings spread wide and legs so thin they looked ready to snap. It tilted forward. It flapped once. It scanned the neighborhood like it was choosing something, and scientists later said the creature's shape resembled the giant crow beings from Ainu mythology in Japan. Except this one moved with a strange confidence, as if it had been watching humans for a long time before finally being filmed. This footage was filmed inside an abandoned house, where a tall creature with a stretched reptile-like head was caught on camera ripping pieces of wallpaper as if searching for a way out. And no one believed the footage, because the creature moved with both panic and purpose at the same time. It stomped loudly. It swung its arms wildly. It turned toward the camera with a mouth that seemed too wide for its skull. And scientists reviewing the footage said the body looked like a failed evolutionary branch. Long limbs, thin muscles, hunched posture, almost like something adapting halfway between crawling and walking before humans ever existed.